stream shows is showing, so that's a good sign. And probably the case that it's recording right now, so just have to see if that's coming through. Twitch. Massive damage. It's showing and streaming. And I'm online, so you can see it right there. It has been muted, helpfully. So that's 4 massive damage on Twitch and on YouTube.com. Should show me the money. So yeah, come on and check it out. We're live on YouTube as well. Coming through just fine.
Okay.
I will send you a link in Discord to the YouTube stream. Whatever you want to post.
You don't need to, I can just...
Too late. How are we coming in sound-wise?
I don't know.
Ah.
Because it would come out of those mics.
I will listen in and see. I don't think. Just test it out and catch a little listen. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Oh, you grabbed the tofu image. Great.
I wasn't actually sure if you'd seen it.
I might have to take my laptop off though to reduce the noise of it. Nope, still coming in regardless. Here, listen.
It's my computer.
Yeah, it's probably your computer then.
Yes.
Okay. Not much to be done about that though.
I will turn it away.
Oh no, you're power supply. Alright, yeah. Excellent. Oh, come on in. Either that or we
It sounds a lot quieter now.
Good. Do you want to restart the stream? Do you wish to restart the stream?
No.
Okay.
Fine. I would have just tried this, by the way. So you
that's
could
true.
hit.
Mhm.
Hello?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Then that just means the speakers on your laptop aren't being routed through the microphone.
They
It's
must
being-
be.
No, not all the time. They can be routed through the speakers on your laptop instead.
No, it's that. It's muted on my laptop. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why. Now I can hear it. Might be a little loud.
Actually, it's fine if we're sitting at the distance here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that'll work just fine. And if you want, we can just talk a bit of an even pace, and we'll get everything coming just clearly. Yeah. The light's fine. Everything else is good.
Well, I was gonna.
Oh, you want to listen on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. I have to get my microphones back from the Splatoon people that I was meeting up with.
Yeah.
I left my headphones there. Think that'll be fine. Good.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll mute that in a second.
Yeah, I'm on stream. Okay.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Okay, that's good.
Perfect. Well, I guess this is as good a place as any to start.
Convoluted and shittily.
Yep, that's exactly what we expect from a production like this. So, welcome to For Massive Damage Live, the first edition of it. Because
FMDL? Fuck.
Oh yeah, FMDL. The worst radio station you'd ever listen to.
Trash. Would you mute your fucking Twitch? Or not your Twitch, your
yeah, my Discord.
your Discord, yeah.
Live, because editing is for suckers.
So we're actually gonna give it a real attempt this year. And watch it fail immediately.
Yep, that's exactly what we'd expect out of it.
But let's stop lingering. Okay, so this will be the podcast where we're going to cover stuff we watched last year and probably a little bit of news from this year or current year.
Oh, sure.
So we're just going to talk about the games we finished
Yeah.
or touched a lot of. You've fucking damn you put mine. Well, no, I've got quite a few on my list still.
I did actually forget to put all of the Yakuzas on the list,
Oh,
but
you-
I can just remember that off by heart.
So many.
Because I did 3, as well as... I didn't do 5 this year, I did 5 last year. But I did 3, 6, 1, and 2 in the perfect order.
Just, I wish there was like a way you could have just played Yakuza out of the most efficient. Like you could have played 6, and then 0, and then 5, and then 2, and then like Dead Soul. Like just play it like in the worst possible fucking order.
Definitely. Well, I still want to play Dead Souls just to see how they implement a zombie apocalypse in Kamurocho.
They give them guns.
I know that, but I also remember guns from Yakuza, which are terrible.
They also bring the camera in way closer apparently.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's
tactical espionage action
yeah.
for Yakuza.
Okay. So I wish we probably should put these in order of like when they released or whatever.
Yeah,
but
well, I suppose again, it's our play order is probably the best. We started off the year with starting it would have been actually right around April then, when I first came into the space.
no, we were still doing stuff before that.
That's true. But did we both play Infamous Second Son at that time? I thought it
I
was
played
right after
it and then I lent it to you.
Ah, okay.
I was like, you can beat this in a weekend
Yeah, and boy howdy it did.
because it's
And then we came back to it for the
I did not.
Yes, I came back for the DLC, and that soured one of the characters in it for me. But yeah, what an unremarkable game. I had to tell you about it, and I didn't remember until I looked at our list when we made it.
Yeah, because I don't actually think that game is terrible. I think it's very much exists.
Yep, that's about it. It's there, and that's it.
Like, the neon powers in it were fun, but it just exists. It doesn't do anything...
Nothing huge,
to reinvent
revolutionary.
itself,
Yeah. It doesn't push its story in any hugely interesting ways.
I wonder if it will come back to Infamous, because like this is technically the third or fourth if you count the DLC for the Infamous Second Son or Infamous 2.
There's always new towns to go to. You could do a whole thing in Chicago and do like roving gangs of conduit powers.
It's just not clear if this game was supposed to be some sort of reboot or a sequel, because I thought it was a sequel, but it just kind of meanders left and right on what the fuck it is.
Yeah, and it bears little connection, if at all, to the events that Irish McGruffson went through in Infamous 1 and 2.
Yeah, well, no,
Cold
you
potato.
mean generic PS2 bald white man.
No. He's Crew McGraw, Mr. Potato.
I just mean like he's like
that brings the shock to the yard.
He's a generic character type from every PS3, Xbox 360 game where they're like, hair is hard to model, so we're just gonna make our guy a bald guy. We're gonna make him white because we believe the vast majority of people who play these games can only identify with that character.
I don't even think it was an intent with racialness. I think it's just laziness.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like...
Well, no, again, but they don't couch it in racial terms. They just go, well, this is the most standard default thing that we use.
Mm-hmm. Why couldn't it be a transgender, intersexed, African-American, Native American robot who identifies as a helicopter?
Because what bearing would that have on them having lightning powers?
Well, clearly, the rain dance.
What a shock.
Or some... Urasha, I was shocked.
Dude, goddamn the lightning.
Oh, fucking... Okay.
But yeah, that was...
I gave you the keyboard because that was always going to dumb out. No, I gave you the other keyboard.
Oh, that one, yeah.
The list was on the screen. Yeah, that's Second Son, and then...
I've got...
This is way not in order, damn it.
Nope, not at all. It's just what I remember. We did gameplays together. We did Resident Evil 2, and we followed it up with Code Veronica.
That was, yeah,
running through those classics.
Apparently, like, a lot of people haven't played through Resident Evil 2. I thought a lot more
of detriment, I would say, to their gaming experience, because Resident Evil 2, even now, is really good. It's a solid, experience. Well, not much to that. The encounters are still fun and interesting. The camera you can deal with pretty well and still make it through the game and have tense moments where you're not sure if you'll make out, and get some kick-ass weapons and be able to experience the just plain nuts Resident Evil 2 story. Meet up with the police chief and be running away from...
Yeah. I'm looking forward to all the fucked up shit in the new one, because Resident Evil 2 was really... Like, it's a really fun game, but it hasn't aged great, because it's very clunky.
Yeah. And the movement is... Yeah. The movement is pretty clunky. The gameplay... Yeah, it's still that turn and shoot tank control stuff.
Well, you were like trying to, duck and weave past all the fucking enemy types in that game, but it's like...
That's tough.
Well, you can only get so much out of that. And then there's some scenes where you have to, like the fence scene.
Oh,
you have to bust that. We went and got the keys, which inevitably meant that we couldn't get any high rankings, but we were never getting fucking high rankings in that game anyways.
Oh, really? If you get Brad Vickers stuff, then...
You can never get... Yeah.
Oh, you can never get an A rank.
You know, because remember, it gives you a very strong gun.
Yes, that is true. Especially if you're playing as Claire, you will get the Python and you will just rock that shit. And yeah, we did do 2 playthroughs. We did do both.
We did the proper playthroughs so we could get the final boss. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, that was a good time. Code Veronica hasn't aged quite as well.
It's definitely better than 3. Which you haven't played.
No, exactly. And I keep on saying I want to play 0, and you just... I don't know why you wouldn't.
No, I don't want to play 0.
Why not?
0, from every account I've heard, has really bad balancing issues where if you do not perfectly manage your items, you will get fucked. You can actually you have to physically pick up and put down items in the game because your inventory is so small. And when you control 2 characters at the same time, and when you're not controlling another character, they can just stupidly just get themselves killed or put into or burn through all of your health items.
That is frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we played that. I also played for the first time, and he played for second time through Resident Evil 7 last year.
And that's a fun.
I fucking love that game. That game is worth playing in VR. It's maybe not worth buying a VR for.
Not quite. But if you can
rent one from a friend,
yeah, or steal it, or just get it on your hands somehow and get through the experience with it.
Like,
it's choice.
Play the second DLC, not the first DLC.
What do you mean the second DLC? What's the one?
The first DLC is with Lucas,
Oh,
and you're playing as Chris,
yeah,
and it's just
true.
nothing.
Yes, in the underground area, that's not much.
And the second one is when you're
Uncle
playing as Joe. I'm gonna punch them.
Oh.
What are you doing in my swamp?
What are you doing, brother? Why have you become this monster?
I feel like there should just be like a Shrek mod for him on PC. It's so dumb.
That's great.
The Dumberburst.
And he gets a giant metal punchy fist as
Gauntlet.
well.
And then if you go on New Game Plus, he'll have 2 of them.
Yes, and you can just
These are my
lock
guns.
and load it. It's so great. But yeah, he is a simple character, and that makes that little story so much better.
I mean, I'm probably not gonna like. I was for a while. They were really nursing it as my game of the year, but now I'm like, it was probably the best game I could have played in 2017 if I had, or for me, because like I like how campy it is, but also like dark and shit.
Yeah,
and it's just really fun to play with the camera mechanics because you kind of get lost in it. Some people have said to me that they didn't like how the camera control where you turn and then you can walk and stuff, but I thought it was well enough or executed for my personal how I play games.
Another thing we looked forward to that year and were immensely disappointed with was Metal Gear Survive.
But not as much as like most of the internet.
They're
like,
sandbagging it to hell and back.
Like there are Fallout 76 came out and it made but no, Metal Gear is the worst game to Yahtzee.
I don't take him as an authoritative stance on.
And yet people will.
Games. Oh, no doubt, but again, his time has passed. I think it's in a.
We should definitely actually go and relook at it. Maybe they've balanced it a bit better now.
Yeah,
it's
and
just
the online was
the funnest part.
Always was, and still probably is the best part of that game. But the actual story, for sake of a better term, was really the cheapest and quickest thing they could slap together with the most cliched characters they could.
It was as though someone had the engine for 5, but only was aware of Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yep.
That's like it's really weird how that's the thing.
Which is weird because it kind of has to follow straight from Ground Zeroes. Because you start out as a corpse in Ground Zeroes and get teleported into an alternate dimension where all these assets can be reused yet and have no connection to the other game. I say corpse, but you're still a corpse.
You died.
Yeah, you die. Yeah, and then it rejiggers you for some good unknown reason. But yeah, the early game balance is fucked. The later game balance is acceptable. You just send people out for materials. Once you actually get the base self-functioning, you're not constantly in dehydrated and hungry states. You can manage it better.
People are always shitting on the game where it's like, oh, it's just poking with a spear or just doing
simplistic attack stuff. There's ways to mix it up.
There are some fucked up, way more annoying zombie classes later on. There's giant jellyfish that neither of us went and fought.
No. That just don't touch it.
But that thing's like a bullet sponge anyways.
Yeah, you get mobile turret placements.
There's that giant dinosaur that shows up.
Oh yeah, there's the old Lord of the Dust. Yeah.
No. There's just a little T-Rex that shows up.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, it's been a while. But even then, I did see an interesting one, an interesting attack vector that another guy did, where he's hanging off a cliffside and he's got a grease trap in front of him, so that all the zombies come rushing towards him, fall and slide on the grease trap and fall off the cliff, so that there's people have managed to find ways to make it interesting, but overall, certainly, especially if you're doing the single player story, it's not great. But still managed to make it through, and you managed to call the plot twist at the very start of the game.
Yeah, so because no one gives a shit about this game.
Nope.
At the beginning of the game, you're sent into the other realm that the game takes place in, which by an actor who very much looks like Lawrence Fishburne. Like he really looks
so funny. It's just ridiculous.
And then at one point in the other world, you save a little black boy, and I'm like, I bet you that little kid grows up to be the man because time travel.
And that is exactly what happened. So, spoilers for Metal Gear Solid Survive, fuck you.
No, well, why would you throw a fuck you?
Yeah,
no one's going to play... We're putting in more traction on this game than any YouTuber I have seen.
Yeah.
Fuck. There's being subjective, and then there's like just having salt and vinegar and just really, really getting that Kojima cock down your throat. Which is weird, because as far as I'm aware, everyone kind of hates Kojima, but also loves him, but hates him, because he's nothing but a pretentious director. But how dare Konami betray him? What do you want? What the fuck do you want, people?
I suppose they just don't want developers to scrub toilets. Or not developers, sorry, directors.
He wasn't scrubbing toilets. He was trapped in a room, not shaving, evidently. I swear, I'm like, he wasn't trapped there. I think he could have gone home.
Yeah, no, I know.
But he decided to grow some sort of gross hobo beard.
Well, no, okay, from what I was also hearing is that basically Konami got him reassigned for menial tasks, and in the kind of actions that you would have a company try and make someone quit over.
Well, it's not, well, it is remedial tasks. They basically put you in a room and make you do, like, baseline coding.
Yeah.
Or just a very generic shit job.
Yeah, it's a tactic that any company would have to try and get and make someone quit rather than firing them, because there's a lot of things with firing them, especially in Japan's company structures.
Well, I bet you the reason they wanted him to quit very specifically is because somewhere in one of his contracts, Metal Gear is fucking glued to him.
Yeah, no. Which is evident if you play anything of 5 where you see his name slapped onto it.
No, but I mean like...
Oh, I'm sure there's some contracts with him with royalty stuff or...
Royalties, or it's like, if I am let go by the company, I am allowed to keep my intellectual properties.
Yes, exactly.
For due course.
So, yeah, it's always comes down to money in that case. Where...
Like, it'd be really fucked up if, like, in Death Stranding, it's not Metal Gear.
No.
But, like... He's like, I own the rights to Big Boss.
Yep. There's some character from there that I'm allowed to use, which I gambled the plantation on, sort of thing there. Yeah, no doubt.
Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah, one other game I was playing at the time as well was the Odin Sphere remake, which... that beautiful Vanillaware game that got completely retooled and was...
Well, not completely retooled, but they redrew a lot of it.
Well, no, the actual combat system...
And the leveling system.
And the moving system was different, yeah. So, and that was one of the more fantastic games that I played.
Yeah.
During that time as well.
Hello, Needle Waddle. This is our shitty podcast. I hope our audio is good.
Yeah, we thought it sounded alright, to a degree.
We're just talking about the games we played last year, and then we'll eventually maybe talk about news.
Oh yeah, and throughout most of the year I went on going through all the Uncharted games on PS3, and I thought they were all fucking terrible.
Oh, we can talk about this, yeah.
System.
I, from the standpoint, I believe Uncharted 2 is a good game. I believe Uncharted 4 is a well put together game, but it really drives home the fact that I think Nathan Drake is just an insufferable person.
Yeah.
Like, I watched a video recently where it says, like, the point of Uncharted 4 is that you learn that Nathan Drake, the ones you think he's a hero, but he's not. What you have to learn is that your friends and family are your hero, and they're the ones who save you. Because, I'm like, that is very true in the fourth game. Because Sully and I can't remember her fucking name. His wife put up with a lot of his shit.
The one the wrong choice, as we like to call it.
She is the wrong choice, but her character.
Because Carla is there, isn't it? Carla?
Michaela, whatever.
No, and the British girl.
Yeah, the British girl. She's right there. She's right there.
Just go for it.
No, but she his wife in that game. She is the best character in that game. In the fourth game, because she really like is a character.
Yes.
She isn't some sort of like it feels like Nathan Drake grew up on fucking Indiana Jones films that like existed in his universe.
And everyone's just an enabler. They're just like, oh, fine, I guess we'll
one
go
last
along
score,
with it.
one last like
And
we're gonna get Uncharted fucking 5, and I don't know what the hell
Oh,
they'll.
yeah?
Well, they haven't announced that shit, but we know they're going to. They're gonna milk that fucking cow tit until it's boiled.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're not talking about spoilers. We're just talking about opinions on them.
Yeah, and for the first 3 games, I cannot forgive the combat system. It's just it was such a frustrating slog.
I had such a weird time with Uncharted. I played the first one till about 80%, and then I just didn't feel like playing it. Then I beat that, Uncharted 2, and Uncharted 3, all in like, I want to say like 4 days.
Oh, yeah.
That's ridiculous. Those games are fucking short.
Yeah, and I went pretty hardcore with them too, but every time I was slowed down just by the fact that pop and shoot and the overwhelming tenacity of not tenacity, the overwhelming way that the enemies just spam me with bullets, and the combat system was just a slog to get through, and it just made me hate the Uncharted games. Like story be damned about it. You know what? It's fine.
I know what I wish. I wish I could have known you were gonna play them and then loaded up my saves for them. Then you could have played as Fat Nathan Drake.
Yeah, that is kind of a fun one. Just have Donut Nathan. You can just hear his heavy breathing as he's running across these ruins.
Fucking don't worry. He doesn't have to outrun the boulder. The boulder will bump into him, and they will both roll.
Yep. Yeah.
All those fucking bug sequences in the third one. Remember? Those stupid ass like, oh no, the bugs are chasing him.
Yeah. No, I'm glad to have them behind me now.
Yeah, I like the Jack games, but I haven't really enjoyed current Naughty Dog where they're like, could we please get that racing game, the Uncharted racing game? I want that. Oh, that'd be so good. Like, I don't want them to be like Mario Kart, so their knees will be on their fucking shoulders.
Well, no. I have it gimmicky. Like, have Seabo and airplanes as well, and have make it like, remember Split Second?
No.
Oh, right. It's this racing game where they had all these big. You could set off like events that go on, like things falling down and crashing in front of stuff, and that would fit perfectly with
so like later Burnout games.
Yeah, but it'd be perfect for an Uncharted because you could have a trigger of like some ruin just collapsing on top of you, and just have all these big dumb set piece things happen throughout the race. So,
yeah, Uncharted. Just play the second one or the fourth one if you're gonna ever play them, but nothing else.
Yeah.
Number one is like it doesn't graphically look. It doesn't look graphically good to go back to. And Nathan's at his most insufferable. Oh,
definitely.
The third one was definitely a high point for PS3 graphics.
For graphics, yeah, but it's a hokey ass story.
But it's like, like there's the first one, cool. Second one, like they all have magic elements, but the third one does not have magic elements. It's just a dumbass old city.
Yeah.
It doesn't have there's nothing magical.
Don't they go? No, they don't go to Shambhala. That's number 2.
They're literally
searching the third one.
They're searching for a magical fear gas to control people.
Oh yeah, that's the dumb thing. Then they pull it up from the bottom from a jar. So it's a genie.
I still hold the opinion that it was going to be a genie, and I'm like, that's the logical, most extreme it could ever be. Because the first one's like all the gold you could ever want. The second one, literal immortality. Yep. What's the third one? Anything.
Yeah, just. Oh yeah, and they make that, and they have that dumb gas that makes them freak out constantly, and
And then the fourth one is just money again.
Yeah, because although I do love the idea of it just being because of his brother's crazy screams. It's like, oh man, but
his brother is actually very much gold crazy.
Okay, what else did we have?
You played. Could you somehow encapsulate all the Tales games you've played in a very quick split?
Tales of Berseria, Tales of Heart. I don't think I went back to Tales of Symphonia. I may have played Tales of Graces and Tales of Xillia.
I just meant this year. I wasn't saying fucking every Tales game you played, you crazy person.
I know, I was talking about this year. But yeah, Tales. It's a very specific niche of Japanese RPG. They have
it's
basically have a lineage.
called Call of Duty for Japan.
They have a lineage of combat systems and mechanics that get passed down, reinvented, switched around a little bit, but still pretty similar. And either you like them or they can just fuck right off. And I'm in my latest fix right this moment for a re-release that happened for Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition on my
You got
Switch.
that fucking wolf on your team yet?
Yeah. Oh, of course I get the dog. The dog's like my first buddy.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
it could be like Persona, where it'll, like, after 30 hours, you now have a full party finally.
Oh, that would be... I still have to get the cool bow guy, who I don't use very often, and the Dragon Rider chick. So there's still plenty of characters to pick up. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, and that'll be after probably another 20 hours. No, Tales is my jam, even if it's bad for my health.
You played Tales of Heart R, which...
Oh, yeah, that was the first Tales games which I've actively disliked because it was garbage. It was just it was a 3DS port on the Vita, which was just kind of shaky. Didn't really have great characters.
There's a character in it who's in a bunch of dialogue, and then I looked up that he's like not in the initial release of that game.
Yeah.
I'm like, but he's so central.
Oh yeah, and he looks like a Bleach character. It's great.
He is a Bleach character.
Yep. Yep.
Or he's someone on the team who's like a self-certain fanfic character.
It's great. He's actually got Ray-Bans on for most of the game. It's pretty fantastic. With his Ray-Bans, his dumb like leopard jacket and the scarf and.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's Bleach character. It's great. But yeah, that was a dumb game.
Well,
go sleep. Go sleep, man.
Go to sleep.
What else do we have? I played through Iconoclast on my Switch, which is one of the good series of personal projects of one man making an entire game, similar to Dust and Legion Tale. This one isn't quite so centered on furries. It is a rather...
You say that, but like you'll find like the patch that's like...
Oh, there's always
activate...
a patch to replace all the character models with furries.
I was gonna say just activates the
hot coffee mood. Yeah, the hot coffee mode of it.
This is how the game was intended to be played.
Yeah.
You just don't know it.
It was a nice, simple indie platformer. It had a nice mechanic with a wrench and all the ways that you could use it in the environment. And for a one-man project, it's pretty cool. And it was had a nice, quite striking story. Message is not quite as strong, or like just the theming throughout the game, but if you've got $15 and you've got Switch, it's certainly a recommendation I'd make. Iconoclast is a lot of fun, especially if you appreciate 2D pixel platformers.
What would you compare? Like, how would you measure it in comparison to your experience so far with Hollow Knight?
Hollow Knight's a totally different beast.
They're a different kind of platformer.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Like yours is the one you're talking. Iconoclast is a scroller platformer instead of a Metroidvania.
I know it's kind of. It's definitely a more linear experience. So you'll get upgrades and you will be going back to some areas with unlocked abilities. So it does that, but it's certainly not on the kind of. Hollow Knight is a very epic scale. It's got huge maps. It's got such a very barren and lonely environment.
Oh, it feels like a husk of a world.
Yes, exactly.
This world died a while ago, and you're poking at it.
Mm-hmm. That's what I get from Hollow Knight, and that's very much the opposite of the tone of Iconoclasts. No, still a worthwhile game to go through, though. Next on the list as well is one that we both did play, which was Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon.
I played a little bit of it. I didn't play a lot of it.
No, you still picked it apart a bit. And this is I got because I'm a backer of Bloodstained: Ritual of the Night. So I got this nice little NES side scroller.
Coming 2022.
Basically. Oh, Iga.
I think that game will come out and be okay. I'm not
fine.
expecting it to actually be amazing like it's supposed to be.
No, and if it was fine, then that's all I could ask from the game. I'm not asking it to shoot through the roof.
I'm also kind of expecting them to, because David Hayter's going to be in it. I'm expecting them to make him make a bunch of fucking shitty Metal Gear references. Castlevania is a Konami property.
No, I know that.
So and they're getting David Hayter with the game. This is like literally the dumbest thing.
It's not much I can really.
So what's your experience with that game? Did you beat it? I don't.
Curse of the Moon. I basically got 90% to the last level, or not 80%, should I say? Because it's a very short experience. It's about 4 different levels. And I basically got to the last one and kept on getting ground into the ground by the boat. But it's quite fun. The multi-character selection, where you can just change between characters on the fly, each with their own little different abilities, is pretty cool. You can go in, whip stuff up with Gabrielle, I think. The chick.
Yeah,
she's got the whip.
I don't remember the names, but yeah, her
long guy
whip.
with the sword. You've got the mage who can
Samurai Mage Man, who's the most useful fucking character.
Oh yeah, he basically has an invincibility shield for a few seconds, and
apparently he can just freeze the golems into a 1-hit.
Oh, state. Oh, nice. I've never even thought about that. But yeah, and also the vampire who will just fly around.
It's just Alucard.
Yeah,
it's just Alucard.
But yeah.
I think I didn't follow right, but you can actually kill all of them and just play as the samurai guy.
Oh yeah, you can have them all die and survive on one. It makes it tough.
No. I mean, when you encounter them after you beat the bosses,
oh really?
You have the option to work with them or slay them because they are the monsters.
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
And he will get a different ability that will allow him to do their abilities to allow them to transfer through levels. Yeah.
Wow, I never even thought about that. That's pretty cool. Well, this is just another aspect of the game to look into.
I don't know what Curse of the Moon does. Does it just make there's
I think it does change it up in some way that I never did look into fully. I think it's a good whatchamacallit, New Game Plus sort of.
But you can do it at any time.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we'll have to check and see what that is. And another sign of my degeneracy, I was playing Fate Extra, a PSP Fate Stay Night game, which, hey, it's basically rock, paper, scissors throughout the entire game in slightly different ways.
You got a problem, man. You got a problem. We're gonna get you therapy for this. You and your fucking RPGs. Oh my. Are you gonna go and buy what the hell is that horrible game? Not horrible, but Octopath?
Octopath Traveler? Probably. Not unless it goes on sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just you're like a whore for RPGs.
I do like a lot of different series, and for this one it really is just Fate. But it's not even RPG because you don't really level up stats too much.
Okay, but
to a degree, but the main gameplay loop is just rock, paper, scissors.
But I feel like you got into Fate because you thought it was an RPG maybe back in the day, and now you're just married to it.
No, this was back when I was going through my visual novel kick, and I was basically looking for raunchy.
Nothing's raunchier than Fate.
Depending on which version you go through. Because this is, back when Doujin artists are doing their own little amateur projects. And went through Tsukihime and Fate Stay Night. And then went through Fate Hollow Axtaria. And went and did Song of Saya. And went, fuck.
Is Fate the way it is because of that anime?
What anime?
Literally the original Fate Stay Night. Did that help propel Fate to greater shores?
Maybe.
You think?
That's a possibility.
Because
that's probably why people know about it. Because the visual novel was released a while back.
Well, because quote unquote, it was the best anime of that year.
Wow, that's.
But I find that anime bad.
Yeah, that's fine. No doubt it is probably bad.
You've never watched the original?
No, I haven't. I still haven't.
Oh, it's so nothing happens.
Yeah, the big reason for that is Type Moon's writing style. because they do everything with the point perspective of their main character, and you see a lot of their thoughts in their head, which provides. Oh, it suffers from every early artist, and Kojima still is. There's a ton of fluff in the writing for the visual novel and seeing the inner thoughts, and boy, Type Moon could just use a early stuff. Yeah, they could have had an editor to maybe help clean it up. It lends to their style to a degree to have that kind of very purple prose when the character is thinking internally to themselves, but it makes it a bit of a slog to read through a lot of this stuff, and it doesn't, as I say, transfer well over to a visual medium where you want things to be clear and intentful from the framing of the picture there.
I really like Fate Zero. I thought Fate, what is it? Fate, Heaven's Feel, we saw. Boring movie. Beautiful movie.
Yeah.
Boring as fuck.
Yeah, I know. Again. Yeah.
I can't wait to see the second one, to be completely bored again.
And to be dazzled by pretty pictures. Yeah, yeah. That's
coming out like later this month. Actually, might come out like on Friday in Japan.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll have to see.
So we'll get it in like 3 months.
Oh, you think April?
Maybe.
Yeah.
They've gotten more consistent with like, hey, a movie came out in Japan, you're getting it now in North America.
Yeah. Well, we can just follow up on the cinema listings.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to move on to that, to one of the bigger failures of this year, which was Fallout 76. I managed to really just...
I can't believe you're excited for this ever. I think it's just you love that song and that trailer, and it convinced your brain to think...
No. This is the case. I thought this was... You know Ark Survival Evolved?
Yeah, you keep going back to this, and I keep saying no.
I know. I was wrong, and I'll accept that. So that's what I thought the game was. An Ark skin... a Fallout skin for Ark Survival Evolved.
No, it was actually Metal Gear Survive, but reskinned as,
yes.
as Fallout.
Yes, that is far more accurate. An empty world full of nothing and poor management. I pre-ordered that game so I could play the beta to check it out, because I heard that was available on PC. And so I played the beta. And I was disappointed. I was rather disappointed. And so I made the choice to go, okay, I am going to cancel my pre-order. And I'm very glad I did. Because that game didn't get better.
That game...
So,
we don't really need to talk about it, because it's very much already well documented.
Yeah.
But that bullet, whoa, I dodged that.
Yeah.
Woo.
No, yeah, I was on that train for a little while, and then I saw, man, that hill up there is looking a little rocky. So I jumped off the train, I watched that train, and I watched the landslide come and sweep off the cliff and go, whew.
Well, I would have gone with a more metaphor of like, I was on the train, but then I noticed that there was no tracks ahead,
yep.
And it's off a cliff, and also there's some dynamite on the train, and it appears that the conductor is shoveling coal into speed up.
Yep.
I think I'm going to jump.
Yep.
Off of this train. But it has like one good song.
Yep, and that trailer was quite pretty. So, you know what?
Ron Perlman can make something sound really cool.
It's amazing they still managed to get him for that. To do those voice clips. But.
Well, he's like, I'm not sure if he's contractually obligated, but he's like, paycheck is a paycheck.
Yeah, and all he has to do is sit in his house and set up a microphone and go, War never changes. And a few
Welcome to Vault 76, a glorious nation.
The Master Vault for the Master Race. Yes. That is the secret white supremacist game. Speaking of white supremacist games, this is Far Cry 5, where people were trying to make that hoopla out of that.
That was dumb.
I know, it was dumb. The game is dumb, too.
It was, well, from what I was looking at, it was like, it looks like any other Far Cry.
Yeah, it's very formulaic in that way.
I thought it was like kind of pretty. At least you get to go to Montana.
Yeah, the environments are nice looking. Some of the character stuff, some of the characters you unlock are fun in their own small little units, but the gameplay is so bog standard from point to point that it's another Far Cry game, and I also had a real problem with immersion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that every time that my character was pulled into an encounter with one of the lieutenants for a little cutscene bit, I was just pulled out of the game, because usually they pull me through some bullshit ass pool that the writers pulled in. It's like, oh, you got knocked out by bliss darts that were secretly shot into you that you couldn't avoid, and so now we're gonna pull you, drag you in front, and now your character can't do anything but try and kill all these people under the influence. It's like, I don't care, I will kill you. I know how this is gonna end. You're gonna die, so I just can't.
I thought you were having more of a problem with what was it? You brought up, like, there's a narrative foible in the game where it's like, oh no, look, we brainwashed you to kill this guy. But you're like, I didn't feel like I had any control on this, and thus I feel nothing for this, because this feels scripted. Like, that's it's when you start seeing cogs in games, it's kind of fucking annoying.
Yeah, and especially with that as well. But yeah, that was one specific lieutenant who did a brainwashing through mental conditioning and like Pavlovian techniques. There was another one that tried to do it with chemical means, through a gas, and a last one who basically did it through almost mass mind control through almost like a you know those
radio towers?
No, the pop-up churches. You know, like they do in the South, where they pitch up a tent and
fanatical.
Yeah, so that idea of a group delusion, where they're pulling you into a performance, and you get dragged away with it.
Mob mentality.
Yeah, well, that kind of idea,
mob.
Yeah. As I say, it's kind of it's a mass delusion brought on by a big production and charlatan thing. So it's like, I was the enemy kept on asking me to do one thing, and I just, because the game didn't allow me that freedom, I was just like, no, I know it's supposed to go into the theme that I'm being controlled subconsciously, but I always chose never to engage.
The dumbest thing is that the ending of the game, like, we watched both endings for the game, and the canonical one, which is the known one where the bombs go off, is dumb. But like, if you choose to forgive him, that ending is also equally dumb and ambiguous. But it's like, oh no, but the nuke one is the cooler one.
Yeah, and the worst part with the nuke one is that you're in the end with the end boss, and he rubs in your face that the writer is on his side.
It would have been
better.
better.
Preordained this.
It would have been better actually if both led to the nuclear ending. Because your player character is not going to show up
never
in Fallout
Far
5
Cry
Part 2.
5,
Far Cry 5 Part 2.
Yeah.
It's just going to be him being all like, well, I imagine he'll just be crazy still.
Oh, yeah, no, he'll probably be leading a war against some other faction on a religious stage. And, like these are the unbelievers.
I couldn't imagine them like rewriting him to be like, oh, I was wrong. I was so wrong.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Especially with, as I say, how hard he rubbed his dick in your face saying, oh, the writers are on my side. I won because I managed to cheat. So it's just, it was aggravating. Oh, talking about aggravating, especially with endings, Danganronpa 3.
I feel like I've cooled on this quite a bit now.
We have, but it still is the case of the writer telling I see
how
that you liked
dare
our game.
you like this? How dare you like this franchise?
Yep.
How dare you get invested in these characters? How dare you?
Yep.
Fuck you. You're a monster.
Yep.
I spit in your face. Never buy a Danganronpa again. I spit in your face. Yep. I can't believe this game spit in my fucking face.
Yep. That's how it went. It's
It's worth playing.
Oh, for sure. There's still interesting murders. There's one of my favorite girls and their relationships with one of the other characters.
It's not Mui.
Oh,
iPad Wolf, you're wrong for liking Mui.
Yeah,
you have bad taste.
He is officially trash for liking Mui because she is just so
literally every girl is better.
Yep.
Every girl is better.
Even the man-hating girl who has who's the master.
She's
Kendo.
enjoyable. She's likable.
She even softens up a bit. Just
She's
be like,
really good. Yeah.
yeah. Gota is great as the bug guy.
The maid is great.
She is really good.
The ninja
and she
assassin.
gets such a bad call as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's like sacrifice everything. That's why I have to get out and why I murder. I'm doing this for the sake of the goddamn country.
Let's avoid talking.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's everyone gets a raw deal. Astronaut guy, raw deal. Yeah, all the other girls. Your favorite magic lolly.
Hima.
Himiko, I think.
Himiko, yes.
Himiko, yep.
Piano girl.
Yeah, and boy, how do they flip things around for her.
Tribal girl. She's annoying, but okay.
Yeah, she's alright. She's still better than, for sure, than Mui.
There's a character that is clearly Jack. No, I mean it. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Edgy McEdgerton.
Yeah.
Or the shit. Yeah.
But Mui is the worst.
Oh,
Seriously.
Yeah.
I couldn't throw that character under enough buses.
Mm-hmm. Nope, and Maki is best girl.
It's Karen's best girl.
Yeah, oh, come on. Yeah, again. You like your
I like
sexual
mean
lollies.
lollies. It's funny.
Yeah, that's what makes Danganronpa 2 so good.
Oh yeah, the worst character ever is the best character ever. Especially since she gets she gets like a friendship with Hinata and Danganronpa V3. Sorry, Danganronpa 3. The show you haven't watched.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
They're like really good friends in that now.
Yeah, but she was friends with the
photographer girl, or Mariah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was one. Anything else that we played this year? I've just been going back to Minecraft like the horrible person I am. That's because it consumes me very easily.
Well, there's still other things you haven't talked about. You haven't talked about your Witcher.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You haven't talked about Bloodborne. Although I was kind of planning to talk about more about that when we inevitably go back to that.
Yeah, that would probably be a good call because I still haven't finished it.
You haven't even got the DLC.
No.
Where it's like that, like people have been talking about how it's like that game is different beast. Like it's vanilla without the DLC, and then the DLC, which can recontextualizes like most of the game.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, that's a good way to thing to go back to. Then I went through The Witcher 1, The Witcher 2,
mostly
to the well enough, and The Witcher 3 to a degree. I did some.
You started it.
Yeah. And The Witcher 1, that is an early draft, and that's fine. That's a
Eurojank game.
Yes, definitely of the time. But it was still a nice enough story of a man with amnesia trying to find the very particulars of.
Does he look like a spooky wizard in the first one?
He does. He does look a bit rougher. Certainly, I really love the way he looks in Witcher 3. Geralt is just
grumpy old man.
Yeah, but it's still everywhere in the world. Yeah, Witcher 2 is certainly. I actually like the combat better in Witcher 1. Certainly, the story is to a degree a bit better and quite interesting, but Witcher 3 still beats them all, or should I say, hits them all out of the park.
Yeah. Witcher 3 was the game of the year.
Yeah,
back
for
then.
good reason. But another one worth playing and worth going back to. And then there was, I haven't put it on this list, but all the Yakuzas.
More or less.
Yakuza. Well, I've completed almost all the Yakuzas now. Just Dead Souls is left that I didn't play. Because I've played Yakuza. I played Yakuza 3 this year, which was great. I had a fun time with that. I would say it's either a 3 or 4 is a good jumping point if you want to go in.
Well, that's where it changed. It changed from like kind of a Shenmue, Resident Evil, kind of a hybrid of games to being its own game.
Yes, it really solidifies its own systems there. So 3, and then I did 6 and 1 and Kiwami 1 and Kiwami 2. I don't know if I played 0.
You did 0 first.
I did
before
0.
Kiwami. because Kiwami wasn't out before 0.
Oh, okay. Then yeah,
You-
but
You've most
I
likely.
think I finished Kiwami this year and then started Kiwami 2. Because I think I started playing Kiwami back last year.
Probably.
Oh wait, no, I bought it and I was here when I bought it. I'm pretty sure.
I know this
No.
year you've played 6.
Yeah, that's true.
I know you've played 2. I
didn't play 0 here though.
no.
No.
You played it at your house.
Yes, at my old
This
place.
is that was like a year ago. That was like
Yeah, at
literally
least.
like year and plus.
Year and a half, yeah, at the very least. But yeah, Yakuza continues to be a rather good series. Kiwami 1 and 2 are certainly. Kiwami 1's quite good. Kiwami 2 kind of left me feeling a little flat.
I was
be
sad
honest.
about that because like I was
Yeah.
really expecting it to be like
Just
because it's a
swinging
remake of
ahead.
the theoretically the best Yakuza.
Yeah, which I would hardly say at all, especially now with 0. Like
Yeah,
0 sets
Zero
the
is
stage
so
really
good.
well.
I really love those rumors of like there being a Yakuza 02.
Oh, that would
Just-
actually be terrible.
Because I mean, at the beginning of Kiwami, there's
Yeah.
like there's like a 5-year jump.
Yeah, what could happen in that one year? But you still got no Kiryu there. That's the thing.
No, what you should do is like have Kiwami 2 be somehow how Kiryu causes the bubble to pop in Japan.
Oh, that would be so. Oh my god.
It was all his fault.
Hmm. God damn
The,
it.
the bubble economy in Japan was entirely funded by crime, and Kiryu accidentally broke the crime.
Oh yeah, he ruined the whole thing, so the whole system comes crashing down on his head. Yeah, he manages somehow to cripple a company that was like throwing up credit default swaps or whatever dumb financial thing was propping up the economy back then. So yeah, no, that would be very dumb.
Yes.
No,
But I would love it.
oh no,
Because
Jesus.
they'll try and find a way to bring back Kiryu, but like I hope they stay on a hard line that
Yeah.
that 6 is the end of Kiryu's story.
Yes. And online just has the new guy, and Project Judge is a new story.
It's not a new game. I mean,
No.
it's not a new
System.
franchise.
Yeah. It's all in the same universe, it's still in Kamurocho, so that's just how it goes.
Let me talk about the things I did, the
Go
games
for it.
I played this year, because they were very much of a different taste to yours. I
For sure.
played Nier Automata.
Oh,
That
yeah.
game is really good.
Yeah, I played that one too, though.
I hate the ending.
Oh.
Or no, I hate the ending. I think it falls apart in the ending.
That's fine.
I know that people were like, no, it totally comes together. Not to me. It's a great game. It
Oh.
plays amazingly.
It's certainly the best combat system I've seen in a game.
It's worth doing almost every side quest in that game.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
And every time you upgrade a weapon, there's always a little story nugget to go along with it. And there's like 16 or 17 different weapons in that game. No?
no, there's like 40.
Wow. Oh, yeah, God. Forgot about that. Yeah, because there's like 5 different classes of weapons.
Yeah, there's like 4 weapon classes, and each one gets like 10-ish weapons.
Yeah. So
And it might be like 38. It might be like low. It might be like 36 weapons, maybe.
it's still pretty substantial.
Also, don't do the
Oh, the DLC?
Well, I don't know about the DLC. I just heard there's nothing really in it.
Well,
but I was,
yeah, fight the CEO of Platinum. And
yeah. Well, you fight and the CEO of Square Enix.
Yeah.
The thing, no, I was thinking about the Emil fight, which you get if you
Oh,
level up
yeah.
every weapon in the game.
Yeah, that is just a bullshit fight.
I mean, I was gonna say it's not worth doing, but like
Mm.
you get some kind of good dialogue out of it about Emil.
Yeah, and God, it's so weird seeing him again in this game.
He's like kind of like charming.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he's
They can't do a
he
sequel.
has
to
a
this
fun
game.
little set, and yeah, no, this.
They could do a prequel, I guess, but not a sequel.
And even then, that's.
Well, no, it'd
like,
be
what
set-
would it add?
Well, no, it would be about the war.
Yeah,
That
you really
Emil
want to try and
had.
do that?
Yeah,
That
I
far
would be
back?
okay with that.
Yeah, I guess. I can see just the formation of the council, and that whole migration stuff.
No, like I want to like in proper Yoko Taro fashion,
Yeah.
have it be like this game presents that the robots killed the aliens, the
Yeah.
invaders, but I want it to be revealed. No, they didn't. That they thought they killed them,
Yeah.
and that the aliens actually planned this as a test to like test out
Yeah.
AI or some shit.
Yeah,
Like
and
just
see how the robots would react. and
Yeah.
see their development. But they are secretly the ones who are on the moon. They're not humans.
Fucking moon.
They're actually actually the aliens.
I look forward to whatever Yoko Taro makes that's not a cell phone game.
Yeah, definitely. There are so many franchises we can name that have our favorite games turned into cell phone games. There's a Tales cell phone game now.
I was worried for a bit.
Tales cell phone game.
Oh no, it's not near. It's
Oh.
just a Yoko Taro game.
Okay.
It's based on fairy tales. It's actually kind of close to like these fairy tale characters are all vying to kill each other to bring back their author, so their author can continue their story, so they can
Oh
keep
god,
living.
it's like almost like Recreators with Yoko Taro.
Some shit like that. Yeah. But like, yeah, Yoko Taro games. I want some because he's good at making weird games.
Oh,
I was gonna say though, yeah, games we love that become ports. I was really worried there for a bit about World Ends With You because it had a phone port that then was like, oh, I guess it's gonna be a mobile game now, which I wouldn't even be against that because like the battle system is very very okay for that, but I would wish it would be a sequel and not like truncating a DS game into.
At this point, there's definitely room on a phone to fit an entire DS game in there.
No, but I just mean because the original DS had the way you've been playing on your Switch, it plays differently than how it played on the DS. Because the DS you end up using your whole hand, one hand on the thing, and the other hand on the buttons.
Oh right, on the shoulders, really.
Well, because the top screen for your partner, it has like a combo list you have to do.
Right, okay.
And you have to actually pass the puck up and down.
Oh right.
And it was fun, but also like hand breaking.
Yes.
And that's why Wooly and Pat hate that fucking game because they couldn't get into it.
Enough.
But I loved doing that back in the day because it really was like a game of kind of skill
and challenge, and you are coordinating several things going on.
And there's no games that I know of that really culminate in that.
No. Certainly, my favorite use of the dual screens will always be Advance Wars Dual Strike. That's like just my constant
go back.
Good.
Well, no, just the last Advanced Wars game.
Well, no, I think there was another dual screen one after that because that one was the first.
Sorry, there's Dual Strike and then Day of Ruin.
Day of Ruin's the other DS one.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. I keep on. It's hard to keep all the Advance Wars straight because there's two on the GBA and then there's the two on the DS. It's just all the sequels are always like Destruction.
Actually, I think there's 5.
Ruin.
I think there's what is it? There might actually be
the Black Army.
There's Advanced Wars.
Yeah.
There's Advanced Wars, Black Hole Rising.
A Black Hole Rising.
There's Day of Ruin. There's Dual Strike. I thought there was maybe one more. Maybe I'm wrong.
Whatever.
I also Nier is a beautiful, great game. The music, oh my god.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
I fuck 9S. I don't understand why people like him.
You're really harsh.
I'm really hung on this because people are like, oh, he's just a Citadel. I mean, no, but he's such a racist robot. He hates Android. He's just shitting them on them the whole time. And then when he finds out, he goes back on the murder spree. He's just like, oh, you dumb robots, you'll never have robots can't have a family. But then he's like, I'm in love with 2B.
He wants to tap that so hard. Androids don't have feelings except for intense lust.
Do you want to blank 2B? Kill her, fuck her, love her, hate her?
All of the above.
Well, it's a 4-letter word, so it can be anything. I played Severed on my my death box of Vita.
That's on Switch now too.
Oh, good! You can learn to remove your fingerprints.
Yep.
That game, you swipe and swipe and swipe, and it is it's fun. But you will remove your fingerprints with what it requires you of slashing speed.
Wow. Okay.
No, I should say I like Juicebox Games. They made Guacamelee.
Yeah.
And I really love Guacamelee 1. And this is very much in the same vein as like vaguely Mexican
mythological, supernatural
dungeon scroller.
Yeah.
That has interesting RPG elements. Or real time. I want to say it's real time, but it's like because you rotate around to fight your enemies, during the battle, and like
Oh, that's
they all
like
have
first
charge.
person dungeon crawling.
Yeah, but they all have like charge meters on them when you go into that battle mode. So you're juggling, preventing them from attacking you and blocking their attacks, and killing them.
And doing that with multiple enemies in multiple directions. It's
very fun.
Certainly interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Played Hollow Knight.
Oh yeah.
Too.
Yeah, and you just got him into recently too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Hitman 2 is fucking Metal Gear.
Mm.
Whereas Hollow Knight is literally Dark Souls.
Smile, you're on camera.
Wearing, sorry, it's Metroid wearing Dark Souls. Like,
Yeah.
it is borderline ripping it off.
And
I wish you could understand this, but you haven't beat Hollow Knight yet, nor have you beat Dark Souls 1.
No.
Boy, is it just blatant. But it's so good. It's so fun. It's very unfair in the proper ways. Because if you go places and you're not strong enough,
well,
go fuck yourself.
I wouldn't even say it is unfair. You can take risks and you can fuck yourself for it, but the game gives you plenty of mechanics to recover, and it gives you plenty of ways for you to get back there or to retreat. You just have to be careful.
Perhaps saying unfair is the wrong word. What I'm getting at is that the game very much, if you are in the wrong area, or you're getting too big for your britches, the game will let you know.
Or you're getting sloppy, yeah. The game will make sure that you're clear on it. Like, I just lost like about 500 geos recently.
But I'm going to say this to you, like it's always in Dark Souls. Money don't fucking matter. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, the nice thing with that one, though, is you get the charms, so give you nice little extra abilities.
Yeah, you can buy the charms, find the charms, carry the charms. Some of the charms are really weird to get, though. Like, there's one, you have to come to a door with...
Was there another charm enabled, or?
Well, yeah, basically you have to have, is it like an additional 8 health pips to open a door.
Oh, because it basically drains your health.
Yes.
Otherwise, yeah. Just makes me think of pulling the Master Sword. Like you got parts to...
it doesn't... you still keep your health when you're doing it, but it has to...
It's a check, yeah.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah, well, I'm still not sure which one I'd say is my favorite.
Well, as you say with Hitman, the comparisons I've heard you've been making to Metal Gear is just the open-ended approaches to every kind of obstacle, every kind of objective. You've got openings in the environment. You can go in through windows. You can pass by guards in costumes. You can, there's infinite numbers of things you can poison, you can move, or you can set up as traps.
Well, it's allowing you to do the thing in Metal Gear that Metal Gear really discourages from doing, which is kill your targets. Because Metal Gear is always like, it's very much like, hey, if you want the big boss rank, don't kill anyone, don't be seen. This game, it's very much still like, don't be seen, kill your target in whatever way you want.
Yep.
And I encourage you to kill it in the most elaborate, fucked up, dumb way as possible.
Yeah, throw that driver's father onto her car while she's driving around her circuit.
I haven't played it in a while now, but I gotta go back to it because there's an elusive target gonna pop sometimes a month, and I gotta get used to the next map that it's on.
Yep. Gotta prepare and get ready. That fucking elusive target shit.
I gotta. It's very good. Hollow Knight. It's definitely worth it. It'll probably go on sale again. That game is bang for buck, dollar for dollar, the best investment that Cameron has ever made.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, no, it's actually, again, just set up you a user on my Switch so you can just play all the games on your own saves. I still got your one on mine.
Hitman 2, I also recommend buying if you like Metal Gear. It's just the graphics on it.
Oh yeah,
and the freedom to play.
It's a pretty game that gives you massively different ways to approach situations, and every bit of lore packed in there is. I actually
don't really care about the lore of Hitman.
No, not even lore, but They
the
just set
world
up
building of
yeah,
each
the
level.
world building. Yeah, they've set up little stories all over the place.
Yeah, they're littered in levels.
With the race driver's dad, he has the robotics organization, and he's got them testing military robots on the top floor of his building, and he can use that as a kill mechanism. Oh yeah, and yeah, even just this, and you played as Florida Man, and you served up poisoned coconut balls, and then kicked a man into a river.
Yeah. I played Florence, that game that was blowing up everywhere. It was a cell phone game. It's good. It's only like an hour long. I'm just surprised that people are so like in love with it. Like $3.
Yeah, that's not bad for an hour. But yeah, it wasn't all that. What was that about?
It's literally about like a girl being like kind of hating her job, then getting into a relationship to maybe like fix her life. They date for like a few years.
Oh wow! Okay.
And then they break up, and then she establishes. She always wanted like throughout. There's like a through line of her wanting to do art and just kind of sacrificing not doing that, and then it's like the ending is her just kind of going in that direction with her life.
Okay.
And that's the game.
Yeah. How does it present this? Does it do it through text messaging?
It has all sorts of interesting like on-screen prompts, like like you'll brush your teeth when she goes to bed.
Interesting.
There's a part where she has to do accounting
like
and you have to match numbers.
WarioWare style of little mini games.
I want to say yeah. Or there's like a time when you'll be arguing with someone.
Yeah.
And you have to solve like a word puzzle, and like the more of an argument it is, the more you have to, the more complex it gets, because you can't
just let things slip together.
Yeah.
Otherwise the argument gets worse. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
No. When it's an argument, it just sometimes it becomes when the argument starts, it's like 2 pieces, or it's like 3 pieces, then it's 2 pieces, and it's 1 piece because you're just shouting kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or there'll be a part where you go on a date. At the beginning of the date, the puzzle piece is like 5. There's like 5 puzzle pieces you have to put together to make a sentence.
Yeah.
And then I'll move to 4 eventually, and then to 2 and to 1. You just it doesn't use any dialogue, but it's
interesting in the way it presents its mechanics.
It's worth playing. I'm just not sure if I would really put it up there as like
it's not a great game, but it's an interesting game.
It's more like just a very small experience.
Yeah.
I would have preferred it. I thought it would have been longer, or my actions have like it's more like a really short visual novel with effects.
Yeah, well, that's fine. It's still worth it for $3.
I played Zero Dawn Horizon.
Oh yeah, you did.
That game is pretty. I don't like Aloy.
It annoyed me the very first time that we played that they spelled the name wrong from the way they pronounce it.
They weren't going to call her Alloy.
That's a little too on the nose, but they should have really spelled it properly with an A-Y-L-O-Y. I made this dumb point because it was in my notes.
See, I don't like Aloy because she is raised in a world where like religion is very important.
Yes.
And, well, she's an outsider there. I'm like, yeah, but she shouldn't be like stomping on the bones of one's ancestors. Tradition is stupid. I'm like, that would be fine if she was like a man out of time.
Yeah, or some other kind of displacement. But she is, like, especially considering her father, her adoptive father, who's extremely religious.
Like, she has none of these fit forgivings. Yeah. She's just
willing to,
fuck it, whatever.
Say, just
fuck tradition. Like, let's go find an idol of our god and crush it.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
It would have been so much better if she had found more like what's the word? Concrete proof.
Yeah.
Of the past.
Yeah, and have her question in the game going, wait, seriously, it can't be like this.
But instead, she came out of the womb, like believing in this.
Yeah, I was spitting on it. Yeah.
Like, what would have been a really easy hand wave?
Yeah.
Is if the robot that like created her had simply programmed her with
with this rebellious streak, and it had been made clear that like she has always
with
been
knowledge.
Made, she's always been made never to be connected to this religion, but yeah, it's frustrating. And was the actual fighting the dinosaurs?
That was fun. The hunting was fun. I wish there was more weapon types. Like, it had a great amount, but They are also primitive. It's hard to wager on it, like because her character is so soured for me, and also I did all the side quests, so it really I over dipped into the game when you really should only like maybe put a few chips in it. You shouldn't you shouldn't eat the whole bowl. I don't feel.
Okay.
I look forward to the sequel because that game is fucked. Events that happen in the main game make it really hard for them to get back to proper human society.
Oh, I'm sure there's some Sony executive wanting to scrape just the bottom of that barrel for a bit more. But on some more pleasant experiences, we both played Deltarune, the other Toby Fox project, apart from his wrestling cameo.
Oh yeah, did we? Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, but Deltarune.
Deltarune. Hey, it's an anagram for Undertale.
That's fine, I guess.
It was free. It's still free.
Yep.
Just play it.
Yeah. It's a lovely little experience. The combat system is a little interesting.
I think it's a funner improvement on the battle system from Undertale.
Yep, it's a nice variation.
Having a party member who will actively try and you have to get your enemies to be like, hey, dodge them.
Yes, when you, as I say, you can't make the choice though that you just out and attack people as well.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect much of the ending.
There's no consequence, but it more just changes how you play the game or how some of the characters in a small way respond, but it's just how you want to play it. It gives you those tools, and you can say, well, if you want to play this way, one character will agree with you, and if you want to play this other way, then it's there. But it has some nice little story building stuff. It has some, especially at the very end with the town, where you just wander around and basically converse with people. And it's a nice little piece. And we'll see if anything else actually comes of it. Or
not anytime soon, unfortunately. But
Toby Fox is kind of, I don't know, he's probably doing something.
He's doing something else.
We haven't looked into it. He did do a nice little wrestling promo.
For Wrestle Kingdom, Toby Fox and Kenny Omega teamed up to make a little promo for Kenny's bout at Wrestle Kingdom, which is
for New Japan Pro Wrestling,
which is the penultimate lead up of the year's wrestling matches to have basically the head of the company fight the ultimate challenger of the company at Wrestle Kingdom, as well as all of the belts can get tossed up at that event.
It's going to be back and forth, no doubt.
No, it already happened. We haven't watched it. We have to watch it.
That's true. Yeah.
But the promo for it was a really good kind of Toby Fox art in a Toby Fox style story.
Just a Toby Fox style game play bit. But it's interesting.
Of Kenny versus Tanahashi. You just Google it. Tanahashi, Kenny, Undertale.
Yeah. It's a good time. Nice little clip to watch. Just 10 minutes, I think.
This has been running a while now, so...
I think we can finish up there. That's 2008.
No.
Has been...
No, there's one more thing. We're gonna... I asked Lawrence to come up with some questions.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
So, some of these you can answer and I can't.
Okay.
But I didn't read them.
Prior to have them all fresh.
To have them as... Opinions on the Resident Evil 4 demo... Resident Evil 2 demo.
Oh, yes, that's true. You haven't played that.
No, I'm trying to... I saw them play at E3, and I'm like, it looks good. I'm just going to pay money for it.
It's just going through the demo. I really like the look of the station. They've done a good job mixing things up. The map's a little different. You're going to be pushing some areas you didn't see before. There's a lot of interesting little setups. You could, if you had a chance to just keep playing the demo over and over again, I'm sure you could try and use as much time as you could, skip through some cutscene bits, and try and solve some of the puzzle stuff, and be an interesting time. And it does a good job of translating Resident Evil 2 to a new platform with the RE7 engine.
How's the gore effects of the fucking zombie? Because I've seen people shoot the faces and they're made the people are made like onions.
Oh yeah, they do peel away quite well and quite nicely, and if you do get crit headshots, they do pop really interesting and satisfactory. So it's a good time. It's Leon's face is just gonna look a little weird in this new one for me. And
Claire and Leon both look weird, but whatever.
That's a minor
that's par for the course of Resident Evil now.
Yeah, exactly.
Or every Capcom game actually.
So
do you think you'll play the DMC5 demo that's gonna come on the PS4?
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially watching all this stuff from Best Friends and The Last Little Boy. Watching them go through all those, and having played Bayonetta 2 recently and finished that. Oh yeah, I finished Bayonetta 2. Which is, it's fine. It's Bayonetta.
It tries to fix plot holes from Bayo 1.
Yeah, it kind of rushes the story at the end, but it's fine.
Atlas releases Catherine on PC, but it's the original version. Some people suspect it's going to be double dip players for the full body comes out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's totally the case.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a bit like Platinum's releases of PC stuff, so
it's also to totally water. It's also to kill time because they won't have a version of full body out right off the bat, I believe.
No, I'm not surprised, and that's fine. If it's a decent price, I might actually play it on PC because I own it on 360 and never played it. It's just hanging around. So yeah, it's always been.
That's always how it is. So they always release the vanilla version and then the good version eventually, unless you're a cowboy game made by Rockstar.
Yeah. Oh, which again is other things that will never get released on PC ever. Which it's even stupider now for this generation of games because there's no excuse. Red Dead should be on PC.
I keep thinking that it's because they really want to find a way to make Red Dead 1 work on PC. And they can't, so they don't want to release a numbered sequel.
I'm sorry, that's happened before. Deal with it and give us the game. But Rockstar, as always, will be unreasonable.
AGDQ, and your opinions on speedruns. Any faves, if you have any? Pick a game to speedrun, and what would it be?
Is that all games done quick?
Yeah.
Okay. There's some really impressive and downright crazy tricks that people have used to speedrun. I was watching one on Half-Life, where there was at one point they did a Half-Life 2 segmented run, which was like about an hour and 57 minutes, I think. Basically, a giant composite segmented run of like several thousands of pieces, basically of just everyone playing this certain bit at the speed, and then just every point at finding all these weird jumping in physics and boundary break map stuff that goes on. It's like I don't know if I could ever be dedicated to one game in that kind of way.
Well, there's a few games I'd probably put it into, but I don't follow any particular speedrunners. In fact, I think I've only watched ADVQ once, maybe.
Oh, really? Okay.
But there is a channel, I can't remember what it's called, but it probably would come up in Google, in YouTube right away, which is a channel which is the history of speedruns, and they'll cover all kinds of weird speedruns. Like
that's the one I watched. It's World Progression. That's the name of the series. It's not the name of the channel, but if you look up World Progression for Half-Life, Super Mario Bros. 3 or stuff.
Because what was it? There's the one on Donkey Kong, like all the types for Donkey Kong 64, or all the rules for Mario 64. Like beat it with as little stars as possible. 0-star run.
Oh yeah, and they go into some of the weird variations that people have looked up as well, and stuff like, especially before speedrunning started being a thing properly. Load times were always a question.
It's always
especially with PC games.
PC version, load times, glitches, other country versions.
Yeah. Or people like one thing that was a big thing for Half-Life 2 is there's one player who did a huge series of speedruns that we can't find anymore because he did it on Twitch and never saved them as highlights. So there's entire history that just gets lost because of the restrictions of the platform. It's pretty cool little history beats just of this really weird little niche part of gaming that doesn't get a huge amount of attention most of the time. So
games that I would maybe try and speedrun are probably games that I've played too many times. Like I'd maybe try and speedrun Peace Walker,
oh yeah,
Tony Hawk's Underground. Well, I must have other games. No, I'm shit at Metal Gear 1.
You could do 3, no?
Gross.
Oh, you don't want to play that fast. No, if I was to put you through Ultimate Torture, it would be Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh, I guess I'd want to maybe try and, if I was gonna like try and speedrun Dead Space 2.
Dead Space 2, yeah?
Oh yeah, because like Dead Space 2 I don't think you can beat very quickly, but like you can really book it through that game.
Yeah, no, that's...
Yeah, just...
Yeah?
Ooh, could I do that? Shadows of the Dam speedrun.
Oh, yeah.
I've never really tried to
no
speedrun, but like I'll sometimes watch a speedrun and then I'll integrate like those
tactics into your game, which, if it makes it more fun, there's always interesting results that people get out of just pushing the engine to the furthest it can handle.
But I don't like well, okay, maybe not like is the wrong word. I'm not a huge fan of speedruns that eventually become just like just a shit ton of glitches. Yeah. If it's like just one glitch that just like is like a mega jump or something done with that, I'm cool with it. But like how those portal ones where they start just phasing through the walls.
Well, that's basically how it keeps happening in Half-Life 2 as well. But yeah, makes it hard to follow and hard to enjoy sometimes.
Has there ever been a game you stuck with till the end, despite hating it every step of the way? Sleeping Dogs.
No.
Watch Dogs.
You keep doing that.
I hate that.
You throw Sleeping Dogs under the bus.
I love
all
Sleeping
the
Dogs.
time.
It's Watch Dogs that I hate. Yeah. I hated that game. I did all of it. I hate it so much.
That's basically the case with all the Uncharted's for me. I just wanted to get them out, and I hated almost every moment of that. That tank can go get fucked. But
generally, I won't play through a game if I'm like generally not enjoying it. I will just stop.
Yeah. Although, you did that for Watch Dogs. Did you actually finish it, or did you just keep going? Oh,
I like 100% of that game.
Oh, why?
I had to know. I wanted to have the most unbiased opinion that I could of it. Because if I'm going to throw this... Because after a point, I decided I knew I was going to hate this game. But I was like, I want to have an unbiased point. I want to try
everything. But not unbiased. You're going to have the complete picture.
Yeah.
Before. You want to make sure that you hit it with that bus at full speed.
I experienced everything they created for me. I did every side quest. I played some fucking online. I did all the dumb QR code stuff. I did everything I possibly could in that game. Terrible.
Oh, yeah. Just utter garbage.
There have been games which was Sleeping Dogs. When I first initially tried or like saw images of it, I didn't think it would be the game I kind of like. I just was like, might as well play it. It's like GTA in China. I might as well. And then I played. I was like, oh, it's so much better than that.
Oh yeah, it's Sleeping Dogs. It's fantastic.
Hey, taking away the guns in a GTA makes it so much more interesting.
Well, it's like really is like take those Yakuza elements and put them in a crime drama from the police side.
Like Sleeping Dogs is just like, what if you took Yakuza and made it just like slightly bigger?
Yeah. No. You see what happens? All the people who worked on Sleeping Dogs were brought in for Project Judge.
We're never getting that Sleeping Dogs sequel. Never ever.
No. Project Judge. That's it. That's as close as you're gonna get. But
is there any other games? So is it just Uncharted you forced your way through?
Oh yeah, that I can think of. Everything else that if I did really actively hate it, I've suppressed it. Basically, apart from Tales of Heart R. Like at a point, I was just getting tired and annoyed at that game, but I had to let it finish. The best part of that game is the northern town where everyone has written Scottish accents.
Oh, actually, I think I don't like Jak 1. I really love Jak 3, but Jak 1 feels like
a Banjo-Kazooie game?
No, I like Banjo-Kazooie. They're good for what they are.
No.
But it feels like a PS1 game, like a Crash Bandicoot or a Sly Cooper, but it's a PS2 game, and it's like just checking the boxes.
Yeah, it's
not
very dated in that kind of way.
Jak doesn't talk in the first game. He doesn't do anything. It's so blasé. And then the second game, he's all yelly and sweary, and it's back when the PS2 games all had to be edgy.
Yeah, not great.
Any funny, regretful video game purchases when you were young?
When I was young?
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh,
I asked for that for my birthday.
Oh, wow.
I hate that game.
I
couldn't get it. I
couldn't get on that game and being, oh man, I really want it as well, but
because Shadow looks so cool. How could someone so cool be a bad game?
Yeah, well, we all learn to regret that. It's just how it goes. No, young. Oh, I think. No, not a purchase, but there's something else I regretted when I was young. I had gotten Pokemon Crystal for Christmas one year, and I was playing on my GBA I got that year. And after I came to Canada, it stopped working for a while, and then I gave it to a family friend, on the idea that, oh, this doesn't work, and they powered it on, and it started working. I was like, fuck. I gave it away. God damn it. That's one of my favorite Pokemon games of the time. So,
the only thing I could perhaps argue towards, when I was younger, I didn't. What was it? Your parents were probably like this, and I had friends like this, where it's like, don't put the console on the TV. It's bad for the TV.
No, luckily.
No? Okay, well, I've had many adults I know when I was a kid were like, don't put the console on the TV, it's bad for the TV. The flashing colors will hurt the TV or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess TVs were still a new product back then somehow.
No. Consoles were, and people's knowledge about them was not great.
So I had a habit, or not a habit, but so I had to keep hooking up to TV and then unhooking it to TV. And one night I rented Mario Party 6. I had never played Mario Party.
Oh, wow.
But I had a subscription to Nintendo Power, and it had like a whole guide to Mario Party. And I was like, okay, I'm going to use this guide, and I'm going to beat Mario Party and unlock all the dumb shit.
Yeah.
Except because I had been, the way I'd been hooking into the TV so many times, the connector for the N64 actually lost the center pin.
Oh, shit.
So I couldn't get fuck all out of that. So my N64 was just busted then.
Oh wow, that's rough, and that's before a time where you could ever order.
Yeah,
a new cable like that.
What's an EB Games?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is back when I lived on a farm.
Oh,
so
fantastic.
Get fucked. Or like the fact that I grew up with an N64, a PS2, and a PS1, and I had almost no games growing up because my grandma, bless her, still alive, bless her, bought those things because they were great elaborate consoles that all the kids wanted, but I never had games for them.
Yeah,
I love Metal Gear. I did not have a Metal Gear that ever touched that PS1.
That's kind of funny because consoles were like this far off magical thing that I never had in Scotland. The first time I had a console was when I came to Canada and was able to buy one myself. Otherwise, I was on PC and playing PC games.
Because like the only N64 game I ever owned back then was like NBA fucking 96 or some shit, some dumb nothing.
Oh, rough.
And for my PS1, it was like Bubble Blaster, which is this nothing, who gives a crap game. It was very much like a Spyro clone, I believe. For my PS2, I actually had Tony Hawk's Underground, which is like a very beloved game to me, but that's like out of pure fucking luck.
Yeah, and there's nothing that we purchased and regretted. And I say
I researched too much.
Yeah, I managed to dodge the bullet with Fallout 76, so that's one regret I managed to avoid. Yeah, I can't think of any other game that I would have. No, not even. Not hugely. Like I was in a time where I was buying a lot of fucking shit Humble Bundle Steam games.
You still do that technically.
Not
you ask me about them though all the time. You're like, would you like this game? I'm like, no.
I did it really really solid for a while, which is why I got like 600 games in my Steam library.
Harsh.
But yeah, no, I stopped doing that. And there's a few games that I think I regretted buying there, but it's like not much I can do about it, and they're probably pretty cheap at the time. Yep.
Anytime playing a JRPG or any game, you thought they are just padding this out.
Oh god, just recently just playing Tales of Heart R, but there's so many pad out situations in RPGs. It's kind of hard. I think I was playing Kuni, that has some pretty pad out sections. Tales can get a little bit like that, even in something as good as Vesperia. Zestria does that sometimes. Berseria, some of the regions are a little paddy. Something going up the mountain, that sort of thing. Yeah. Tales has a bad habit of it. It can extend things a bit long. But how about you?
The only one that's popping directly into my mind, and I always go back to Metal Gear, I hate this, is that I always think the Fury, as cool as he looks in that game, I think he is just really there to like make it so you have more bosses to fight in that game. I don't feel he's like, he doesn't do anything.
No, he's not interesting or integral to the story.
He's in a lame room. He's a cool looking guy.
He's just got stuck in the sewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty.
padding. Well, yeah, any game like Metal Gear Solid 5 has that too, where it's like a bunch of missions are just the same mission but harder.
Yeah.
And I hate that in any kind of game, really.
What was it? Thinking Blue Dragon had a bit of that. It's the Akira Toriyama RPG on the Xbox 360. It's kind of like that. So. Yeah.
Any time where a game throws a boss at you that's the same as another boss, I don't like that.
Get those repeats there.
Where it's like, oh look, we recolored him and we gave him a bigger health bar. I'm like, I can kind of bear it if it's once, but if it's like 3 times or 4 times, I'm looking at you, Okami. I'm looking at you.
Yeah, funny enough, I just bought that recently, so we'll be seeing that. Yeah, I think that's one more question.
2 more. Any funny weird glitches you've experienced in a game? There were so many glitches in Bloodborne where you can go through the wall, and I love it.
Yeah.
Well, you can just see like architecture from angles you shouldn't, or like because those Souls games are inherently buggy because of like how it is. I just love bugs in general when you find them.
Oh yeah, it's a celebration to find. I know there's one in the game I play on PC that really got me and I really enjoyed.
I usually pause and try and take pictures of stuff when like I catch characters T-posing.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
There's this part where I was playing Phantom Pain, and I think it's still saved on PS4, where I go, you can see quiet, and then you turn your night vision goggles and you see her like this in the air, but you turn them off and she's like that. But as soon as you turn off the night vision goggles, she's T-posing.
Oh, great!
I'm like, yes.
Best build.
T-posing. Are visual novels video games? Or
It depends on how much of an impact your decisions have. If a choose your own adventure is a game,
well, if we want to break it down to the raw thing of visual and game means you have some experience.
You have agency.
Yeah. If it's a
and the game provides feedback.
I'm trying to think of if it's a literal novel kind of thing, like you have no inputs into it.
Yeah. Then that's nothing.
Then it's not a game. That being said, I would say there's ranges for visual novels.
Yes. Oh, definitely. And some of them are a little more interactive than others. Especially when you get into branching paths. And this is one strength that Type Moon does, where the choices that you've made before will reflect in multiple playthrough versions. Like 2 of these. One of them is the Fate one, which is Fate Hollow Extaria. And the other one is the Tsukihime one, which there is a version where you're, again, repeating days over and over.
Because the only visual novels that I would say I've played are the Danganronpa games, the the VLR games.
Yeah.
And
Florence. And VLR is definitely a visual novel.
Yeah.
It's got some puzzling in it. There are puzzles.
No, I'm not. It's a visual novel, but it's like. Yeah. It's a video the most like extreme visual game.
And that branching flowchart stuff is really a good way of mixing up the gameplay there.
I've also been playing. I have to finish it. I have to finish fucking Read Only Memory already.
Yeah, I know you do. You just scum that way, but yeah. Visual novels are definitely games. There are degrees to which they make use of gameplay elements, and some of the more basic versions of them as well. Do have do have very limited ways to interact, but so long as you still got agency, and I would also, I don't know, is a failure state an important part of a game?
No.
You think? No? Okay. Well, I'd still say like an effect that your actions have on the game is important.
Because to me, a failure state in a visual novel is usually a bad ending.
Yes.
So it's not technically a failure.
Yeah, it is. Because you stop playing it.
I get.
And you reset to a different part.
We forgot the other video. I forgot the other video game I played. Bandersnatch.
Oh yeah.
That's a fucking video game.
Yes.
It's a really lame one, but it's the
Netflix branded video game.
The most expensive full motion video game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh god. Yeah. They're just living back in the 90s.
We also the real game we forgot to talk about. We're just gonna, but everyone played it because free anyways. We played Doki Doki Literature Club.
Doki Doki Literature Club. Yep, that was a visual novel that had some really nice feedback in it.
Mm-hmm.
Ways that you interact with.
Yeah, visual I think it depends on the visual novel because, like, what is it? Steins Gate is more like a straight line visual novel.
Yeah, there are choices you can make which will influence the endings, and it's closer to something like, as I say, some of the early Type Moon games, but I would still count it as a game. Yeah, it's text heavy and it's still telling a lot of a story, but you
have a level of control. Like,
yeah,
okay, I wouldn't count something as a visual novel if there's one outcome.
Well, then it would be. It's still a visual novel, but then it stops being a game.
Yes, I mean,
yeah, an interactive.
Like it's literally
novel.
a novel.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's Banage or Dizzy or whatever. There's an adaptation of Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid 2 as like photo novels.
Yeah, and that's
PSP.
Yeah,
those are not
those
games.
Are novels. Those are just
they're action comics, whatever.
Yeah.
So I guess a visual novel to us has to have. You have to be able to interact with it and be able to actually
and have those choices that you make influence your
story.
path. Yeah.
It has to actually be a choose your own adventure in some capacity.
Yeah.
It can't be just a chosen adventure.
Exactly.
Just about done. The only thing is, I'm so excited. Tofu mode is going to be in RE2.
Oh, of course.
I was really worried it wasn't going to be, and then I saw the screenshot for it. Like I heard them say they were going to be it, but I still was like,
"Oh, didn't we? What was it? We watched that trailer or something for RE2."
Oh yeah, they did have it in there.
Yes,
right. I guess I forgot.
Just fall out of your head or something.
Yeah, musta. I'm just so excited. Tofu, fucking tofu.
Yeah.
I hope they get their own fucking character arc.
Oh, but didn't they also? Did they actually say that there was going to be some kind of hunk mode in there?
Yeah, the fourth survivor.
Yeah, the fourth survivor. Yeah. So that's definitely going to be in there too. So, just see if it's as unreachable. Well, not unreachable, but as you have to work as much to unlock it as you did in the first game.
Well, if this plays even like I want to say like 80% as good as 7, there'll be no reason for me not to like play through it again and again.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we will definitely be streaming it too.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's fucking RE2.
Okay, so I played it through the entire way last time. Do you want to take one of the
Yeah, I'm going to fucking play it.
I know.
We will flip a coin on Claire or Leon.
Yes, okay. That's what I was about to say. I was just going to give you the choice.
Nah.
No?
I don't favor either one of them.
No. Yeah.
Like babyface Leon. I don't know how to fire a gun. I'm Claire. I drive a motorcycle and I like big guns.
Yeah. Do you want to try and see if we can get Brad Vickers as well this time?
I bet you it's a different way this time.
Yeah, probably.
Due to the...
I'd be interested just to poke it and see if it does the same way this time, but yeah, inevitably it will be.
Although, like, hunk mode being called the Fourth Survivor is, like, really dumb now due to all the retconning.
Yeah, there you go.
It's clearly not the Fourth Survivor. He's, like, the 30th Survivor, if you're counting.
Who fucking... let's just make
Jill survives.
Jill survives, yeah. Oh, that's because of... Oh, RE3 just ruins everything.
Jill survives. Fucking... Some people in the Operation Raccoon City games.
Oh god, yeah, that's true. I forgot about Operation Raccoon City.
The Files games. What the hell? The PS2 games.
Oh, the PS2 games. Oh,
yeah.
You mean the Wii games?
No, there's PS2 games. They're
okay.
Outbreak Files. Yeah.
Oh,
there's Outbreak Files 1 and 2, which are like not light gun shooters, but they're like weird MMO-esque games for Resident Evil, where you play as like some guy who has to. Like, it's like if you're playing Left 4 Dead, sort of, in Raccoon City, but you're like a weak person just trying to get out.
Are you sure this is not just Operation Raccoon? Oh, okay, well, no, you know more about it than me, so I imagine. But yeah, we're getting hyped for that. Yeah, no, this is and we got Travis Strikes Again coming up as well.
It's out already.
It is out? Wait, it was released this weekend?
Last week.
Oh, okay.
Friday.
Last Friday? That was the first one of this month to come out?
Yes.
Oh.
Outbreak.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't touch Outbreak, so...
They're not very good.
No, I imagine
Like, literally, Pat and Matt were both like, we made a video and we just threw it in the garbage. Because those games are bad.
Yeah, no kidding.
But, like, yeah, there's tons of people who fucking survive Raccoon City, so it's bullshit for Hunk to be the fourth survivor. Like, it's a cool name for that.
But that's probably would have been the case with Resident Evil 2 at the time, but not anymore.
It was the second game of the series.
Yeah.
The fourth survivor.
Yeah. But that's probably the worst thing of this year, though. We lost Super Best Friends.
Oh. Yes. The Super Best Friends broke up. Podcast still exists, so that's good.
That's one thing, but we'll see how that keeps going with Pat being Pat and Wooly trying to suffer through.
It's fine. It's more like I'm like Pat will survive on his weird Twitch thing.
Oh yeah, he always does.
But that's not the content I really care about.
Yeah, exactly.
I care about him being with another someone and just like egging on. Well, he's egging on with Paige. I'm like, that's just them being weird relationship fuckers.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for Wooly to penetrate that.
And it also, I like it more on the consumable, like 30-minute thing over these hour-long episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
so, a new year to come out. We've got plenty. We've got a huge amount coming out in January. There's tons of games to see, and looks to be good for 2019 in general. You're not going to be getting Death Stranding this year.
I'm going to say right now, I hope it comes out in June or July, so that it comes out before Shenmue, because that will mean it was announced after Shenmue and came out before Shenmue.
And this matters just for one person we know. Just so you can rub their face in it.
I'm just interested. For some reason, it's just a weird level of spite in me.
Yep. Well.
But oh well. Thank you
for listening. We'll catch you later.
Bye. I guess I have to kill it on my computer.
Mm-hmm.